And good morning. I'm your friend Scotty Ray as we begin a Wednesday. We're at midweek. I do hope you're feeling well this morning. Cup of coffee, maybe a biscuit already. Gives that little extra oomph. Lots to discuss this morning coming up at 7. I do hope you'll come back and join us as we'll go live to discuss the events and matters that happened in and around the area. Some sad news, some good news. We'll bring it all to you live this morning at 7. And some of it always pulls at your heartstrings that you have to cover and sometimes very hard to even talk about, but we've got some of those stories coming up this morning. I do hope you'll come back and rejoin us in roughly 30 minutes from now. A warm day is what we're expecting. How warm? Yeah, 83. That's kind of hot, isn't it? We're going to look at that radar and all of this good stuff, get your forecast going in just a little bit. So hang around for that. Let's head out to Collinsville Baptist Church, where Brother Ben's going to talk about how every single person is important to Jesus. It's true, I promise you. Listen up, it's a good message this morning.
Has a follower of Jesus ever made you feel unimportant? I'm sorry they made you feel that way, but I want you to understand that they were not reflecting the heart of Jesus in that moment. How do I know? Well, one day some people brought their children to Jesus so that he may lay hands on them and bless them, but his followers who were with him basically told him, y'all get out of here. Jesus has better things to do than mess with you unimportant people and these unimportant children. But hearing them, Jesus rebuked his followers, saying, let the little children come to me and don't hinder them, for to such belongs the kingdom of heaven. Now, the old King James said it this way, suffer little children and forbid them not to come unto me. And he laid his hands on them and went away. Beloved, in the eyes of Jesus, every single person is important, and every single person that comes to him, he'll take time for and will bless. I pray that you would never let a poor experience as one of Jesus' followers keep you from Jesus himself. His followers don't always represent him well, but he's always good himself. And his followers may get it wrong, but Jesus will always get it right. He's ready to bless you if you'll only come to him. Change begins in you.
The Change Begins in You is brought to you in part by Piggly Wiggly of Collinsville, Patrick Allen Companies, Mitchell Tire and Wrecker in Collinsville, and Mowdy Cabinetry. Big thank you to Brother Ben as he passes along those good words this morning. Good morning to LaWanda. Good to see you up. Millie, hope you've got a smile there. Angela is up. Also to Corey joining us there from the big city of Louisville this morning. And as I mentioned, we'll have some stories this morning, and one of them does include the Winston County, Louisville area, as we'll talk about just a horrible accident that happened there yesterday in the county. Several things have happened up there, and we really send our prayers to Winston County. We'll talk about this morning at 7. I do hope you'll come back with that. And I propose a question here. I have gotten questions about this before, and I'd like your opinion of this, if you would like this. I don't know if it's a day gone by. I know that some 30 years ago I used to do it when I had first started in radio. Funeral announcements. Is that something that you would like to hear in the mornings that we could do during this 6 o'clock, 6:30 segment? Is that something that is there, or is that a day gone by that people don't necessarily want to hear in the mornings? I'm not sure, but I put that out there and I ask your opinion of that. I'm considering that. I've had several questions about it, and we would move forward to that if that's something that people would like again. But pass along your thoughts to us so that we can make a decision on that. All right, let's move on to radar this morning and take a look at what we've got. Now, if you will remember, originally we were slated for severe weather today. Well, that's been taken out of the forecast for us, but it's going to be extremely windy. Let's look at radar as we pull up Meridian Honda radar and take a look across here. Now, as you'll see, this is all this tan area is wind advisories that are out to our west of these storms that are moving across that will just miss us. It will go out of this area. Originally was slated to come through here and be severe weather. It's going to go just north of us. As we look at this, one of the worst snowstorms that has come across through here. This came across, and this is what the south is getting, the deep edge of this. But just north of us with the same storm comes all of this snow. Roads are in a mess. We do hope that everybody's taken care of on highways and byways. But a huge storm, millions without power nationwide. as that comes across. So we'll be watching that and getting into that a little bit more here in the next little bit. LaWanda says she would like to hear those. We've got one vote on that. So if you've got an opinion about the funeral announcements, we'd love to hear from you also. Okay, let's get into what the National Weather Service has to tell us this morning of everything that's going to be shaping up with the weather for the next couple of days.
Your forecast is brought to you by EMEPA, your Touchstone Energy Cooperative.
As we look at our record highs, record lows, 2018 was a warm year, pretty much the same as we're having right now. And 18, it was 86. We'll get within 3 degrees of tying that today at least. You never know. It's Mother Nature. It could go up or down. As we look back to 1963, almost sounds like a Bob Seger song. 15 on this date back in 1963. Cloudy today. Actually, that's wrong. It's going to be sunny as we look for high of 81. They've changed this just a little bit since 4 a.m. Sunshine expected in our area. It is going to be breezy and a few brief clouds here and there. As we look across to Bama, very cloudy in that northwestern portion, but we will see sunshine across the rest of the state of Alabama as we'll see highs in Demopolis around 83 as well. Birmingham rather. A little cooler, 80 degrees. As you go further, of course, to the coast, it's going to be warmer, so expect that. Now, as we look at this is winds today. As you'll see here, the Meridian area at a level 1 with wind gusts up to 30 to 40 miles an hour. Sustained winds could be 25. Just out to our west, sustained winds up to 35 from Jackson back into Arkansas and Louisiana. Wow. Wind gusts of 40 to 50 on the western side of the state. Now, as we look at Alabama, we do see that the wind advisory, although it's all over here and around, it just does get into the Alabama side, in the Hamilton, Fayetteville, Jasper County area there in Alabama, not for the rest of it. There'll still be some winds, but not as strong as they are in the northwest corner of Alabama. As we look across the state, still no relief on this in sight as we have hot weather. Below average out in California, but that's not affecting us right now, is it? No, not at all. As we glance here, this is the outlook for the week as we get 82 to 83 today, depending upon where you are. Tonight's low, only 67. As we move into tomorrow, warm. It was first set at 86. We're looking at 84 now. Again, a couple of degrees that could change, but only a slight chance of rain. As we get into Friday, up to a 20% chance of showers. It may be a sprinkle here and there. Nothing major. As we get into the weekend, look at this. You will want to get outside and do things as we have highs of 78 on Saturday, 79 on Sunday, back to work on Monday as we get that 40% chance of showers in the forecast. 72 on Tuesday. But look at this. This is warm. As we roll out of February and we get into this, as we'll look here, as next week, Wednesday, the 1st of March, 80 degrees. Not going to change very much. It will drop into the 60s by the 5th, somewhere around in there, as we hover in between 65 and 70 all the way through March the 8th. That's a long way with some of this hot weather, isn't it? It is. As we look here, we see that the best fishing times today from Chet's Paint and Body is going to be right around 7:30 this morning to 10 o'clock. If you can make it out to fish to that favorite fishing spot, that'd be it. Later this afternoon around 2 to 4, you get a second chance at it. And wind's going to be, again, 15 to 20 with gusts of about 40 miles an hour. Pretty rough there. See, Jerry Mason's up. Fantastic job for what went on in Clark County this past weekend. I do hope you made it out to the reenactment there, the battle for the Texas Hospital there at Archusa Park. Absolutely wonderful. I've had so many people say they enjoyed that. I'm glad that folks like Jerry take that time to put that together for us. It'll be coming back next February, and if you've never seen a reenactment, go see these. It is really, I guess the best way to word this is living history, isn't it, Jerry? And all, may we not forget the past. It does influence our future. It was great. Just a big thank you for putting that on. So many people came from out of state and joined us here in the state of Mississippi. I even got to see some of the video from that, the cannons roaring. I enjoy it. I'm a history buff, y'all. Just a fun time. Again, Deb's going to be off this morning. She'll be joining us, hopefully back tomorrow. Still a little under the weather as she tries to get her voice back. Send my prayers to my friend. We've been there a long time, but I do hope it gets better for her. It's rough to not be able to talk clearly when you've been sick, so we hope she gets better. Our special guest, Odie, is back this morning. Maybe we'll find out some more about Farrah Fawcett hair. You never know with Odie. It's all coming up this morning at 7. Do join us as the sun is coming up. Good morning. Right now, we are sitting at, I believe, 66 across most areas, within 1 or 2 degrees of where you live. Y'all drive careful. School buses are rolling this morning. We'll join you in roughly about 15 minutes from now as we get ready for the morning show. At 7, join us. We'll see you then.
The Scotty Ray Report is brought to you by our following partners: